Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the storytelling podcast of Shift Survival. We are in episode 2, and if you are new here, I would suggest you to go and watch episode 1 before we go into the episode 2. So, without any further ado and without wasting any of your time, let's jump right into the story. We are starting episode 2. Journey begins. The eerie silence was becoming normal. Abhi and Kriti walking down the street with backpacks and empty bags in their hand. It felt weird. The world had become still, like a canvas with anything that was moving having come to a halt. Air so still, almost as if it had died. Now that the clothing is sorted, the only other thing we need is food, essential supplies, a car, and we are good to go. Where are we going now? Kriti asked, strolling but clenching the bag close to her. Abhi let out a sigh. Well, we will get everything at the supermarket down the road and then we can just take any car that is functioning and drive out. Okay, so we are stacking food at the supermarket. Nope, not just food. The electricity will not last for much longer. So we need everything we can to help us at night. And all the camping essentials are also available there. Wait. Why will the electricity go out? Kriti startled by Abhi's remark. Abhi stared at her blankly, his eyebrows raised. Oh, the power plants. Kriti's expression changed from a question mark to an exclamation. There you go, Abhi said with a smirk. Now remember, take only those food items that have long expiry dates or none at all. Nothing else. And I mean it. Can I take chocolates? What did I just say not to take? Perishable. Noted. Kriti leaned a little. Not even one? Abhi stopped. Turned to Kriti with a death stare. We can only carry so much on our backs, so only items which are necessary for our survival should be kept. Understood? The world has gone to shit and now is rain, man. Yeah, I have had dreams about this for my whole life. It's a dream come true for any gamer. For real? This is your dream scenario? Yeah, you might not agree to it since you never entertained my hobbies. Abhi rambled. I don't think I would agree even if I did. Kriti almost on the verge of a disgust. Well, the joke's on you. This is our reality now. Yeah. Kriti looked and darted her eyes towards Abhi's waist. Why are you carrying a sword, by the way? Abhi gave her a look in return. First, that's not a sword, it's a katana. Second, it's a training katana meant for self defense. And it can't cut like a sword, it's a polyester compound. Just in case we need it. Who exactly is going to attack us in this abandoned world? You never know. Soon enough, they arrived at the supermarket and it was haunting. Abhi and Kriti moved like ghosts through the supermarket, their footsteps loud against the polished tiles. Automatic doors still opened with a tired sigh, their mechanical obedience mocking the fact that no one was left to shop. Shopping carts were abandoned mid aisle. Something tipped over, their contents spilled like guts, milk cartons cuddled in fridges that hummed on without an audience. The lights still active, but for how long? Kriti held her breath when they passed the children's aisle. A forgotten teddy bear sitting upright in a cart seat, waiting for small hands that would never return. Abhi, on the other hand, was focused, backpack strapped tight, katana bouncing against his hip with every step. His eyes scanned shelves with efficiency. Water bottles, canned food, instant coffee, calories, and utility. Nothing else. Kriti threw in a chocolate bar. He raised an eyebrow. What? She snapped. It's just one. Abhi looked at the chocolate, turned, and walked away silently. That's when they heard the rustle. From behind the counter, a skinny figure popped up like a jack in the box. Glasses askew, a backpack bulging with scavenged electronics. His hand shot up in surrender before either of them could react. I'm not. I'm not stealing. Okay, I'm technically I am, but everyone's gone, right? So it's all good. Abhi rested his palm on his katana. Relax, kid. We are not mall security. Kriti softened her tone. What's your name? Rugved, he said. But people like to call me Arvi. He was maybe 15, nerdy in every way. Awkward stance, overstuffed backpack, oversized headphones. His voice was shaky, but his eyes had a sharp, restless gleam of someone who spent more time online than outside. What's in the bag? Abhi asked. Solar chargers, power banks, batteries. Radio still works if you know the bands. Internet's patchy, but I can try to track signals. It's not much, but it's something. Abhi gave him a slow nod, impressed despite himself. Not bad. Nerds might actually be useful in the apocalypse. Kriti side-eyed. Really? You are the one to say? What? I can give compliments. Abhi reverted in a flash. Kriti gently raised her chin and side-eyed. Sure. Arvi blinked. You are carrying a katana? Abhi smirked. Yeah. The moment was cut short by a sound that didn't belong in the supermarket. Metal dragging. It scraped across tile like nails on glass. Kriti froze. Arvi's eyes went wide. Abhi instinctively unsheathed his katana. What is that sound? Arvi almost whispered. Okay, stay behind me. Abhi dragged Kriti by his arm behind him away from the sound. From the shadows of the freezer aisle, something emerged. Rusted plate armor clung to brittle bones. A ruined helmet tilted, revealing a hollow skull lit by two faint but unnatural blue flames. Its weapon? A chipped long sword, screeched against the ground as it moved. An undead knight. Kriti's voice cracked. That can't be real. Abhi's jaw tightened. Ain't that a surprise? The knight charged with an inhuman screech. Shells exploded as the sword tore through them. Abhi dodged sideways, the long sword flashing silver under the flickering fluorescent lights. Abhi hurled the katana at the metal armor plate. No effect. The knight swung another attack. Abhi dodged it, but his sleeve caught it. The fight was fast, brutal, and terrifying. The knight's swings were heavy, shattering tiles with every miss. Abhi was dodging relentlessly. He darted in, his blade slashing through the rust and bone, getting into the weak spot. He nudged his sword between the ribs and swung with both hands, ripping apart the knight. It collapsed into a pile of bones and rusted metal. His skull rolled away towards Kriti and Arvi. The blue light in it flickered out like a dying star. Silence returned. Abhi's chest heaved. His hand shook around the katana's grip. He forced himself to sheath it calmly, as though he hadn't just fought death itself in a supermarket aisle. See? It did come in handy. Abhi painted. standing over the bones that had turned to dust. Arvi's voice was a whisper. You killed it. Abhi shook his head. I barely survived. That's all. Kriti's hands trembled as she reached for him. If these things are out here, he met her eyes. Then we need weapons. Real ones. Guns, body armor, grenades, everything we can get our hands on. That will level the playing field. Where? She asked. The army camp outside the city. He slung his bag higher. We will find everything we need and more, hopefully. Arvi swallowed hard but nodded. That's actually smart. I know, kid. You stick with us now, okay? Abhi sternly replied. Yes, big bro. And they left the supermarket, stepping into the streets that didn't feel like theirs anymore. The longer they walked, the more they saw of the aftermath. Not just of people vanishing, but of everything just stopping mid-motion. Cars had crashed everywhere, the drivers that had disappeared at the wheel. One bike still leaned against a tree, engine humming, rider gone. A city bus had smashed into a divider, seats empty but still warm. A delivery vehicle just lay broken on the pavement, its package still intact, a family-sized pizza going cold in its box. Above, the distant sky buzzed faintly. A passenger plane had fallen into the suburbs. The smoke was smearing the horizon like a scar. Kriti's breath hitched as they passed a small playground. A swing swayed gently in the wind, though no one had touched it. She grabbed Abhi's sleeve, holding tighter than she realized. He squeezed back. Don't look too long, Kay. It will eat you alive. Arvi tried to distract himself with facts, voice quick and nervous. Power plants will hold for a while, but without workers, blackouts will spread. Food supply chains are gone, so hospitals. Oh my god. Anybody mid just gone? It's everyone, all just gone. Abhi muttered. Guess we are on our own now, but we are not alone. You are not alone. The car showroom sat like a shrine on the corner. Rows of polished cars gleamed untouched behind the glass. Spotlights frozen in the eternal display. Abhi stopped dead, eyes locking on to the centerpiece. A matte black pickup truck. Its angular flame glinted like it had been waiting for him. Oh, she is beautiful, he whispered. Kriti groaned. Seriously? This is your priority? Arvi pressed his face to the glass, grinning for the first time. That's the X-Runner, adaptive suspension, dual motor, hybrid torque, reinforced frame. It's basically apocalypse proof. Abhi turned to him with a grin. Kid, you just earned shotgun. Kriti sighed. Aren't we supposed to go to the army camp? We do need a ride. Abhi and Arvi walked into the showroom and went straight for the X-Runner. Sadly for them, the car was locked with no keys. They both looked disappointed. You guys were seriously hoping the keys would just be there? Kriti remarked, like a mother being disappointed by her two kids. She walked towards a cabin and went in. The keys sat neatly on the desk, as though fate had left them out. She came out and rang the keys like a bell. Both Abhi and Arvi looked at it like overgrown children, their eyes wide with excitement. Give me the key, Abhi replied excitedly, pulling out his hand. On one condition, Kriti grinned. Do not drive it like a madman. I will not, Abhi exclaimed. The engine roared alive, deep and powerful, sending echoes through the hollow street. Kriti braced in the passenger seat, muttering, You promised me! Abhi's grin widened as he slid on his sunglasses he didn't even need. He turned to Kriti and adjusted the sunglasses. Correction. I just agreed to. Abhi slammed on the accelerator and rammed the truck straight to the glass. The truck rolled through the roads, past temples still draped in marigolds, past malls with mannequins staring blankly, past railways where trains sat frozen mid-journey. Billboards still screamed. Breaking news. Rexon Lab on its way to change the world. But, sadly, no one was left to believe it anymore. Arvi leaned forward between the seats, voice hushed. That beam, it wasn't fire. No ash, no burn marks, just light. Precision. It didn't spread like an accident. It selected people. Which means... Kriti glanced back nervously. Which means what? Arvi hesitated, then said it anyway. Which means someone meant for this to happen? The words hung in the cab like a bad smell. Kriti shook her head quickly, as if denial could undo it. No, it was just the machine failing. An experiment gone wrong. They said it was going to change the world. No one built something just to erase people. Abhi's knuckles tightened around the steering wheel. His eyes stayed locked onto that empty road. But his voice carried a weight that silenced both of them. We don't know that yet. Kriti turned to him, stunned. Look around, Kay. No burn marks, no rubble, just absence. That wasn't chaos. That was order. Controlled. Like flipping a switch. Arvi nodded slowly. Nervous, but vindicted. Exactly. Like someone drew a line between who stays and who doesn't. Kriti's voice shook. But why us? Why would we be left? Abhi finally looked at her, his gaze dark, sharp. That's the part that scares me the most. Accidents don't play favorites. So, why us? For a moment, no one spoke. The only sound was the growl of the pickup's engine rolling through hollow streets. Behind them, the city was collapsing without its people. Ahead of them lay the army camp, the first real chance to find out more about the world remaining and to get hold of something that may as well become their only chance at survival. That brings us to the end of Shift Survival, episode 2. And quite frankly enough, this is just a start of the story, and I hope that if you have any ideas or anything that you would like to share, I would love to know in the comments. And see you in the next episode, and I'll be posting it every alternate Sunday, so if you want to stay tuned, every Sunday you can be on the lookout for a new episode to roll in. If you like the content and you enjoy it, share it as much as possible and subscribe to the channel. I would love all the support that comes in, and thank you for listening in. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time around.